Welcome back to the Cheryl and Vicki Show. I'm trying to talk so fast because I want the people to the left of me to have all the time in the world to talk. Because right now on the Cheryl and Vicki Show, I mean, legacy is sitting on the couch. Legends are sitting on the couch, right? Paul, welcome. Paul Salfen.
Yes.
You wrote this book called Going For It.
I did.
And it's like the real Hail Mary moments, right?
It really is.
And you got the man, the one and only, number 88.
Hail Mary.
The original Hail Mary in the house.
And Cheryl, I'm a Baptist from New Jersey. I'm known for a Hail Mary. How about that?
Isn't he good? Isn't he good? What
yeah.
has this been about? Why did you decide to write this book, first of all?
Well, so I've been doing interviews with celebrities, with some of the biggest people in the world, and some that we've had on the show with Drew for years and years now. And before that, we did all kinds of segments, and all the good stuff, or what I felt was the good stuff, was getting cut out unfairly. You know, I interviewed Hugh Jackman, you know, Wolverine, about all these great things, you know, in his life and his struggles and all that stuff. And you know what they use? One line is like is about him trying to stay in shape to play Wolverine. That's
Really?
it. And so all the good
What a
stuff
letdown.
on the floor.
That's terrible.
And then that kept happening over and over again. And then I decided, you know what? I need to save this stuff. And then I got hit by a drunk driver. I got hit by an 18-wheeler, and I got caught in a car that was on fire. Came out without a scratch each time, and I thought, I have something left to do here.
Yes, you do. For
And so
sure.
you did it.
And so
Wow.
I compiled all these great stories, thoughts. This is all their advice, all their wisdom, all the good stuff just condensed into one book. And, you know, and of course on the show, we asked that Hail Mary moment, which Drew.
Well, you know, a Hail Mary moment is like when your back is against the wall, like all lost. But
Yes.
some way, somehow, you overcome that negative situation.
Come on, man.
And
Yes.
you caught a Hail Mary.
Come on, like
I
what
did
you
it
did.
on December 28, 1975 in the frozen tundra Metropolitan Stadium.
Yes, you
yeah.
did. Yes, you did.
About
Yes, you
2:45 in the afternoon.
Yes, you did.
And after that moment, because nobody thought we could do this in that situation. So it
Right.
became a Hail Mary moment because after it happened, they asked Roger Staubach what happened on the play. Roger said, I threw the ball as far as I could, I closed my eyes, and I said a Hail Mary. And next day in the Dallas paper, Cowboys win by a Hail Mary. So that became a Hail Mary moment in everybody's life. It's not just sports.
Oh, no.
You've had Hail Mary moments in your life where your
Yes.
back was to the wall, looked like it was all lost.
Speak,
you know?
sure.
Yes.
I was watching the CNN the other day. This political candidate's going to need a Hail Mary to win this election. It's everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, they all
So
knew.
Paul doing his thing as the entertainment guru with the Ultimate Hail Mary podcast, he would ask all these celebrities their Hail Mary moment. And the thing about it is they all have had a Hail Mary moment. They just didn't know what to call it to help them get over to where they are today.
Yes.
But now they know
They know.
they call it a Hail Mary, and now they call them talking about it in books and everywhere
Yeah.
else.
Book to back it up,
Yes.
right?
That's right.
And you have just interviewed celebrities from all around
gosh.
the world. I mean, any celebrity, anybody you can name is in this book. What did that feel like? What was that experience like?
It was amazing. You know, I made, so I started out doing this in high school. We had, I don't know if you had a high school broadcasting class, but it was like a little prison TV in the corner of the room. And, you know, it was just awful. And we were all terrible. And the teacher was very dismissive of me and said, you like music, go talk to some bands.
Right.
So what did I do? I started knocking on tour bus doors, backstage doors, side doors, and saying, hey, our show's terrible, will you be on it? And then they all said yes. And so I came back with all this footage, and the teacher literally smacked his head and he goes, I meant bands in the school? He said, but good job. I don't know how you figured that out, you know?
Right.
And then I tried in college. Penn State wasn't interested, so I started my own online music magazine and just kept going and going and going. And 12 years ago, Drew and I
That's
got
what I was
together.
going to say. Yeah,
And-
tell us how the listeners and viewers can listen to you. What's
Absolutely.
Well, we got an Ultimate Hail Mary show. We started out with a show called Drew Pearson Live.
Yes.
And
Fox
that went
Sports.
very well. And Paul, again, was an entertainment guru, bringing in talent and stuff like that. But that evolved into the Ultimate Hail Mary podcast. And Paul is my entertainment guru.
Right.
All right. And so, you know, it's just the thing that works together.
Yeah.
because of what I can bring from the sports side of the entertainment world and what Paul can bring from the entertainment side of the entertainment world.
Yeah.
And we merged it together.
That's so
But
beautiful.
for the collaboration of this book, again, it's the Hail Mary moments that Paul would. And the thing about it is, they all had it, and they all heard about it.
Oh, yeah.
They have all heard about the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And some of them, the younger ones, didn't. But the older actors and actresses recognize the name Drew Pearson.
Oh, we do.
They knew Drew Pearson.
Oh,
And the other one, Paul told them to Google him.
Of course, because they don't know the greatness. I remember, I think I was 8 years old when you caught that Hail Mary pass, and my father, I was watching the game, huge Cowboys fan, and when he caught it, I just started crying. As a little girl, I'm running around. I was like, one day I want to meet him. One day I want to meet him. And you started, I don't know if you remember this, Drew Pearson Sports 88, back in the day.
That's right.
And someone accidentally put my name on the invite list as a VIP. And I went and I got to meet him for the first time, and I just cried. I was like, Dad, I met them.
That might have been your Hail Mary moment.
Hail Mary moment. It could have been. And
that
it
wasn't
really
an accident either.
Yeah,
we should add that in the book, Paul.
Yeah,
we got to do the second version.
Well,
you got so many more
That's what I was gonna say.
interviews with so many more actors and actresses and celebrities that the second version, right?
Oh yeah,
Paul?
but book 2 is actually already done, already turned in.
Dang, so I missed book 2. I got to go.
No, it's not out yet.
Not yet. We still got room.
I got you.
Wow.
Guys, Vicki, we got
Vicky, we get you in there.
Yes, yes, for sure. Because, Paul, I think what you're making us realize is like what Drew just said. We've all had our backs against the wall, and sometimes we don't even feel like or know from whence we came until we start talking about where do we come from.
Amen.
And then when you say, what's that Hail Mary moment, it makes us think, oh, God, oh, you brought me out of that one, and you brought me out of that one. And I'm thinking, is that what you want people to when they read that to go, I've had them too, right?
Yes,
is that the purpose?
Absolutely, and I want people to be inspired. I wish I had a book like this when I was a kid. You know, I was in Hartsville, Pennsylvania, which had no one famous that came from it, no one that probably ever will, and it's just one of those things you didn't know who to ask. Of course, it was the Dark Ages.
It's got you now, Paul.
But now, you know, people can reach out and ask me, and I'm always happy to give any kind of advice and helpers and hints because, you know, I know it's always great to be able to pay it forward a little bit, and anybody that I can help, I always do. And you know, and of course, learn from the master here.
Of course you did.
That's
and Drew, how have you stayed so hyped through all of these years with it? I mean, gosh,
you look great.
You look great.
Thank
and
you. Think
you
so.
bring the energy, hot.
You know, I've just been blessed.
Yes.
That's all. Just blessed.
Yes.
You know,
I just want to
for
thank
what you've gone through in life, and then playing football since 7 years old and 11 years in the NFL, and to be able to have your faculties and physically do everything. I drove myself here. You know, a lot of my teammates that I play with can't do that.
Wow.
You know, so all I do is, like this morning, I got up, I said, I'm standing on the dirt.
I'm vertical, baby. That's what
I'm standing on the dirt, and they ain't standing on me.
Absolutely.
And it's a blessing each and every time you're able to do that. You know, just think about when you lay your head down and go to sleep. You don't know what's going to happen on the other end of that.
You don't.
As the night goes on. So
well, you know
if
what
you get through that, you stand on the dirt and you feel blessed. So I just feel blessed that I'm in the position I'm in at my age, which I'm not going to mention on the TV.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Hood, hood.
Good. Hood, hood. Yes. And you know what I want to say is when I started reading this book, it took me into a moment of gratitude. On every single story where someone said they made it through, I'm sure it took them there too, that they're so grateful. And so I think you're going to get so much more out of this book than even you plan to do, right? And then speaking of gratitude, Drew, I have to say thank you because this man right here is a philanthropic. I mean, he supports Minnie's Food Pantry. You served at our pantry. You clean out your closet and give to those that are in need. People don't know that, and you don't broadcast it, but I can say it because you're on the Cheryl Vicki Show, and it's our show.
Absolutely.
So
come
thank
see
you.
me. I got so much more for you.
You do. I'll be there to
after
see
all
you.
this rain and disaster and tornadoes and stuff we've been going through.
Right.
Let's step up and help as many people as we can.
That's who he is.
And we just had the big book launch, you know, which of course was wonderful. We raised some money via Charity Road.
That's so
and you know, now we've got the show is going to be on Ubex Media and record. So we've got so much coming up, and then two more books.
Come back. Y'all have to come back.
We do.
You know, this is so sad because this is like a 2-segment. We can't put you on here for one segment. We promise you to our viewers, we will bring them back for 2 special segments. Hot. This is the show.
There we go.
We'll be back in just a moment.